the comic book because I want it's not so strict of a membership criteria, but I do want there to be some kind of basic idealistic, humanistic kind of
almost like a mission statement or kind of a general ideal, or
I want us to all have to be somewhat on the same page when it comes to how we view humanity, what we want to contribute. And so would you consider yourself an idealist in a sense? Yeah.
I think we have very
I think you and I are definitely
similar, which is just surprising to me, honestly.
And for what reason?
Just because, like, I didn't know anything about what you believe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm feeling the same about you. Yeah. I honestly wouldn't have expected any of this from you because you were such a silly guy.
Oh, I know.
But then in the last year or so, you got really quiet. I remember that. Like, no, you were really silly around like the youth worship practices when you were like 15, 16. You were hanging out more with Jacob, and you were just more like silly. But then when you started hanging out with like me, Tyler, and Alex, you were like the quiet one.
Yeah.
More so, I think. Maybe because you were younger.
Yeah.
But I'm still pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
I feel like I just have kind of like a weird personality. Like, I even noticed it from when I was younger, and I feel like a lot of it's kind of like hyperactivity. Like, do you think I'm kind of ADHD? But I don't know if that's
I think that's just a personality type that's not tolerated by society.
Yeah. Like, okay, I have a lot of energy, and I do pay attention to stuff, but a lot of it is I'm very good at paying attention to a lot of it at one time.
Yeah. Just
Really
it's a latent inhibition, the ability to filter things out.
So it's like, yes, I can be loud, be trying to be the center of attention, be this, but then I can also sit and listen and learn and growing up with
I don't think that's weird at all. That sounds a lot like me.
Growing up with 5 other brothers and sisters too, it's like we're all kind of quiet and almost well spoken because it's like not like we can all talk at once. So it turned into a lot of like listening.
Such a big family, man.
Yeah, I know, it's kind of weird.
What do you think about kids? Do you want kids of your own?
Not really.
Nah, I'm an anti-natalist.
Yeah. The asexual part.
Well, it's not even that. I just don't feel like I will adopt if I have someone because I do like kids. But I'm just so against. I mean, people say it, but it's just the idea of bringing kids in this world, especially me having experience. It's like no.
Yeah.
And if they have my genes in them, it might be a sexy kid, but that's not going to be a happy kid.
I just feel like it's a lot of fucking work. And if I can get to a point where I'm like comfortable and happy and kind of do whatever I want, like I don't want to clean up poop.
And it's like, what's the point anyway? They grow up, they get married, then they do it all on their own. It's like, what's the point? It's so selfish. You just want to watch them grow up, really?
There's so many people already. Like, if anything.
I mean, we're
like,
already a little bit due for some kind of genocide.
What is that? What is that quote from The Office? Have you seen The Office at all?
Oh, from Dwight?
Yeah.
He said something like that.
Plague.
Yeah.
He's like, they're going through like the train station or something. He's like, oh, there's so many people. He's like,
I relate to that. Oh man, I feel like that. I don't know if I've explained to you before, but I'm a misanthrope, so I've identified that way for so long, and I've always hated that about myself.
Can you define it again?
Someone who just distrusts and generally dislikes humanity. So they're usually portrayed as a grouchy, just hateful, like cynical. And so I've always hated my tendency to just distrust people, even though I've had valid reasons. I've hated that it was so generalistic, too generalistic to be rational. But I've really come to terms with it in recent years upon realizing that while we often consider misanthropy and philanthropy as being opposites, they're actually not. They're actually You can be both simultaneously, just because the definitions allow for that. Because misanthropy is distrust and hatred. Philanthropy is helping and charitable and wanting to give and contribute to the
So you can totally be one.
you can hate them, but still contribute to their well-being.
Still want to contribute.
That's how I define myself.
Or if anything, help change it.
Exactly. That's the real misanthrope right there, the one who sees the problem and needs to fix it. I don't understand the people who just complain and don't try to because that's in every action I take, I just don't allow myself to be part of the problem, part of what brought me to this point, and that's important to me. Yeah. But that whole misanthropic philanthropist, that's changed my world in some way. Just, I love that idea. I call it elianthropy, which is a coined word. Usually it's like misanthropy is hate to man, and then philanthropy is goodness to man, or love to man. And then elianthropy is mercy to man. And I like that because it implies that the mercifulness implies that kind of points to an anger or a hatred, but it's like...
But also towards a
yeah. And I like that. I want to get that concept in people's minds because it does change something to see that you can be both, even if it's obvious.
Yeah.
I want to make it like almost trendy, just to get people to start being better, despite what they feel about others. Yeah. To not be part of the problem. Yeah. So that's so important to me. That's one of my like 5 concepts that I'm so big on: traumaturgy and elianthropy. There's a couple other ones.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some ambience over here.
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna look and see if I had some notes on what.
Looking at your room makes me want to go home and decorate. I've been meaning to, like, I just have so much like posters and art and stuff. And it's like, used to have my rooms like, not quite to this extent. Yeah. This is really cool.
It makes you feel so inspired.
Yeah, yep. And that's what I always wanted, like, and it's like, it's easier to fucking sit down and draw, or sit down and write, or sit down and play music when you're able to just look and be like, oh wow, that's a fucking awesome painting. Like, I wonder if I could paint something like that. Maybe I should try. Or, oh, that gives me an idea to do this, or blah blah blah.
For me, it's more about like not spiritual, just the essence of everything kind of. Well, it's like you are what you eat. It's like you are where you live. You are your environment to an extent, because you take so much away from it, and people do not respect the environment in terms of what it does to their psychology. So that's always been a huge thing for me. So my room has always been kind of like a place to hold the overflow of my mind, or a place to kind of reaffirm myself back to me. Back when I was having like dissociative identity issues, and just like
it's almost like a big mirror.
Yeah, it is pretty much. That's why I did so many self-portraits, which ended up as my album art, because I was suffering from depersonalization. So I was always drawing myself to kind of reaffirm, this is my body, this is me. Bitch. I have all these things around the room that I go on Amazon and I see it and I just envision it, and I'm like, man, I want to be that guy who's out in public and then pulls an hourglass out of his pocket, and people are like, why does that guy have an hourglass? And it's just a mystery. And then I get it, and I'm like, this isn't practical.
I actually love like
the mysterious kind of.
Yeah, but also like
it's like a character in a movie.
It's kind of similar to that word I mentioned, that Japanese word, sonder.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, I was about to say
S-O-N-D-E-R. I think there's a metal band called that.
S-O-N-D-E-R.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
And what does it mean? Is it an emotion?
I don't know exactly how you would use the word. I've only ever like known the word and then kind of.
What was that Spanish word that's really suadade? Have you heard of suadade?
I haven't.
Look that up. S-U-A-D-A-D-E. There's no English equivalent.
Oh, how do you spell it again? I'm sorry.
Suadade. It's like a longing for someone that's never coming back or something.
It's a deep emotional state of nostalgic or profound. Absolutely something or someone that has knowledge of the object that never returned.
Oh yeah, okay. Sonder, yeah.
But about that,
I've felt this several times before. Just periodically, I'll just go, "Wow, I can't imagine it."
It's like, and it gets kind of similar to like, hey,
it goes with my solipsism thing that I was telling you about. Yeah.
Put yourself in their shoes, type thing.
Kind of.
But it's like, man, I wonder if they put me, or I wonder if they put themselves in my shoes.
But I don't actually believe it.
Sonder?
Yeah.
Oh no, you did talk about that.
Because I'm an idealist and I believe that, well, a philosophical idealist, like a solipsist. Not extremely, but I still believe that there's a lot of NPCs among us.
Yeah. No, I can kind of get behind that to a certain degree. As far as like the Sonder trickster thing, I was gonna say I like being that, doing weird stuff and not really.
How does Sonder fit into the trickster idea?
Being that weird person in other people's lives, like that random person that
I always think about this. Like, I want to be that character that walks by this and just gives them a weird look and they never forget it.
And then they never see you again.
And then they wonder about it every once in a while. Like, what was with that guy?
This little blip in their life where they...
I think about that a lot.
What was that about that one time? And it's like... And then, like, we even have things like that. Like, you know, those random weird memories where you're just like, what was that about? Like, what was that person? Why'd that person
really
say that?
random. Why were they staring at me and waving? I've never
but
seen
I think it's fun. I think it can create fucking spiraling effects doing that.
It reunites them to their curiosity, which kind of reunites them to their imagination, their childhood, everything.
What is this world? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Like, even stuff...
Of the potential, the possibility.
Like random acts of kindness or... things like that, it's just like can be weird for people.
It can shake people up off their course, and it could change everything.
And a lot of times,
like butterfly effect, quantum, world
kind of
lines
similar to that.
stuff.
I think about that at times. So it's like, even though it's like you can be quirky, weird, and stuff, you can like have big impacts on people through various like
small actions.
Mundane actions can have very big effects on the grand scale.
That's why I think so. I respect the small actions, and I make sure that each interaction I have with someone, I'm always smiling, that I'm always congenial, because I also know the opposite, just the negative effect on people. I know that one frown can leave people feeling screwed up, or just make people, I don't want to be that one frown that someone sees, or that one scowl, and then thinking this world is just, I'm done with it, everyone's a jerk, everything. Yeah, I don't want to be that guy. I want to be the one that piques people's curiosity. Yeah. I was telling you how I think life is like an allegory, and how we're all meant to represent these singular concepts in people's lives. Yeah. And I think that's very important to just, first of all, to become knowledgeable of what concept it is you innately represent, and so that you can play that part well and always be there when people come looking or when they need it.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's so important to me. And just, I think about that so much, like when I'm driving down the street, just like giving people weird looks at the stoplight. They'll never forget it. I remember people giving me looks at the stoplight. You know, it could just, you never know when you're gonna look at.
Where's Waldo mask at stoplight? Remember that time that dude had a weird where's Waldo mask? It looked over, it's like...
But I'm glad that you think about that stuff.
We should play Magic, though. I should find my deck and we can play Magic on that.
I agree.
And if you want, we could even play Joe plays, Kyle plays, like all my close friends, like we all play, so we could even do like fucking play Magic.
Yeah.
If you want to.
That'd be cool.
I'd like that better too.
You
kind of know Kyle, and then it's kind of like you're in kind of more of a...
I'm in the Doug zone now. I'm getting back in the Doug. I'm encroaching on your stuff, Doug. I'm casting spells on your roommate.
Let's go over it. I'm gonna be like, hey Kyle.
I negated your roommate's
Kyle,
cards, Doug.
Hey Kyle, do you care if me and a friend comes over?
I was gonna say you should just
That'd be funny.
not even tell him it.
And then just be like,
Kyle.
and be like, Doug, what? Hey Doug, this is my this friend. Oh, where is he? Oh,
Dude.
and then you walk in. This is.
I could be convincing.
This is Dean.
That would be even funnier if I was under a fake identity, because they would know what was up, and it would be so believable. Dude, that would be so funny. Let's plan it out.
We should totally do that. I just want to see how Kyle would probably die laughing.
Yeah.
Does Kyle know about the,
You look like
or just something like, oh wow, that's
They
like
look
very
a lot.
similar.
But these are computer glasses
Oh, that's
for monitor brightness when you're doing graphics and stuff. Keeps the headaches in there. But yeah, it looks like yours though. That's why I reached in there. So what were you saying? Oh man, I feel like we're some kind of Power Rangers at our appropriate stations.
Have you ever
And
Have you ever done mirror?
Mirror magic?
Mm-hmm.
Katatromancy? Yeah.
I don't even know the word.
Yeah, it's
But
also...
it's about kind of.
Oh, do you mean like when you're
looking
staring at
into
yourself for
yourself,
10
yeah.
minutes and you turn into like a demon?
Yeah.
I've tried, but I think I'm already a demon
or not
naturally.
even.
So I just...
Well, not even that, but there's it's almost like self-hypnosis type stuff.
Yeah, I've been working with that especially this
or
year.
you can put yourself into like a really weird mind state where I used to be able to like.
I have this
start to
position.
get- and I wasn't really even good at it, but I started to get like certain effects, and like I thought it was fun, and it was like
Yeah.
just like staring mirror, like and
There's something
locking
about
eyes.
the mirror that makes it feel very,
Yeah,
it's so
locking
important.
eyes with yourself, and like it's almost like you can get to the point of like an out of body experience.
Oh no, I mean there's been studies showing that if you stare into someone else's eyes for a certain amount of minutes that you start to hallucinate or chemicals start to release in your body. And I think that goes for looking in your own eyes. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of that this year, and I have this mirror position, so at night I can see like a different location in this mirror of like an apartment complex, and I could see a window with a light going on with. And I have a lot of weird stuff about that I'll have to show you. Yeah, there's this one part of my identity, which means House of the Dead in Sanskrit. It's really creepy because it's part of my personality construct, but it's not a humanoid thing. Yeah, it actually represents a location inside of me. So it's a very strange thing. And I just typed up something on that recently. I could send you the link. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm just imagining this Kyle thing now.
Yeah, I think that would be so much fun. We should do that. No, hey, we can plan it at. I mean, we can play Magic. We can play Magic at his house and be like, hey, can I bring a friend who wants to play Magic with us?
I know Doug wanted to get into Magic.
Oh, really?
He really wanted to, so I was gonna be inviting him to. He wanted to play D&D also.
Yeah. See, I would have already been playing D&D if it wasn't for my time commitment thing. Because
Dude, we should all be doing this stuff though.
Yeah, because sometimes because they were like, well, how about Thursday every week, and we just do it, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds awesome, but also I might not get Thursday. Like my schedule isn't even consistent.
The world only started last Thursday.
But it's just frustrating because it's like I can't hardly even plan stuff, and it's like, I don't know what days I have off. And then when my schedule comes out and I did try to plan something, great, I have to close that day. So now I have to try to figure out how to let me see this. There you go. I used to do that at work all the time where I'd like tell a joke and then I'd punchline and go.
That's a good trick.
You do this, and it's like, what do you call Batman when he skips out on church? Christian Bale. Like stupid jokes.
No, that's a good one. That is a good joke.
Oh, I might.
I'll show back from Magic. Hey, Doug. Hi, Kyle. I'm the friend. Oh man, You know, it was funny though. It's not actually not funny at all. But me and Doug were talking about trying to recruit Kyle for the Comp for Chicos.
Yeah, so I think Kyle would be kind of all about that.
Yeah, but he sounds like he's busy too.
He kind of is.
Yeah, and that sucks. It sucks watching people your own age just kind of fizzing.
Yeah. Well, that's why I don't want to fizz. That's why that's why it's like, even before we talked about anything, I was like, dude, I don't want to work this much.
Yeah.
Like, if I can make enough money to work less, then that's fine. Because I just don't want to work that much. I want more free time, like, even just to, not to fucking play video games.
But to do something that contributes meaning to your existence.
I feel like this is how you get in a rut, and this is how
you get midlife crisis, and
and it's like I'm not working towards anything, and I've never been like that, and just like this job in general, and always the late nights and early mornings, and not knowing when you're working, it's like hard to be productive.
Yeah, it's hard to consider the future when you're living like that.
It's hard to have structure or a general goal besides just my one day off this week. I want to eat this food.
You'll be too tired to even do anything on that day. Yeah.
Do anything, or too tired to actually put full steam in it. Yeah, I don't know. But
I mean, I understand that life is necessary for a lot of people that can't make it any other way, but you're not one of those people.
I don't
You've got a lot of potential in you.
Yeah.
And it's not just like, oh, I can feel it. No, I can see it. I mean, I feel like Willy Wonka here. I'm coming to give you all a lifetime supply of chocolate. I'm here to liberate you guys.
I got a golden ticket.
Man, I do. I want to give you all your golden ticket. I want to liberate everyone from this cycle and let people just make art for a living, you know? Yeah. I want to do that. Yeah, I want to make you one of these. You want me to take a picture of you against my wall for the badge?
I feel fat. And I need to
Are you serious? Are you serious? Okay, because Doug did that.
Doug did that?
Pretty much. He didn't want to be any pictures. Want me to take a picture of you? You can have your hood on. Stand right here in front of the smeared centipedes.
Can I have a weird face?
Yeah. I mean, mine's all. Let's try a few. And you don't even have to look at the camera either. You could just.
I know, that's true. You can do it like a mugshot.
Yeah. Get a little bit more this way.
It's just crazy. We'll get more pictures.
Yeah, we will.
I need a costume first.
Yeah.
I need a hat.
I have a lot of those. That hat right there is a beekeeper hat.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's so cool. I saw it in the background.
Yeah.
Look at the pictures.
And here's some of my other little DIY things that I was selling. Oh, man, last year was so fun making all these things. I'd have these big envelopes. I'd do this symbol on it. That's the alchemical symbol, which means purified by fire, which I like a lot. Just like traumaturgy. Mm-hmm. I'd make all these cards, print them out on really nice paper, and then I'd like glue them to other pieces of stiff paper, so they're like, these are posters. This is what my envelopes look like. Really cool with like.
Yeah.
I had more than this, but they're like really thick. Feel that?
Oh yeah. It's like cardstock almost.
Yeah, it's like three really heavy things
cardstock,
stuck together. But I'd send people like 3 different pictures in an envelope, different cool art prints. I'd ejaculate.
Nice.
I ejaculated on a lot of them, and then would I just spray like a fixative over top it, so it's not like they're touching it or anything. It's like it's like sealed in there.
Yeah.
And some of the people knew what it was or what to expect when they received it, but it wasn't explained to everyone, so I don't know what people thought when they. There's just like this picture of this guy with a big blot on his face. It's the chaos magician in me.
Is this a pepper spray gun or just paintball?
I think it's paintball.
paintball?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get the paintballs or the...
Here's Leonardo da Vinci.
Nice.
Little fingers. I had a Nikola Tesla too, but I took his clothes off. I mean, like, I started assembling him because I was going to make him into a doll of me.
Yeah.
Because he kind of looked like me.
That's...
Yeah, but I never got far. Oh, big box of stuff.
I think it's so funny. I like Dean.
Yeah.
I feel like Kyle and Dean would get along. Kyle has the whole
Oh, yeah.
catchphrase.
That's how I met Kyle
That's
when
how
I
you
was
met-
Dean. I didn't meet him in person like that, but he was a friend on my friends list. There is a page on my 10 and
I wonder if
11.
he like knows you as Dean and stuff.
A lot. Yeah, no, he doesn't. I mean, I've been talking to him lately as me. That sucks that I was trying to hang out with him, like I said. But then he was kind of like, I'll let you know. And then a month later. It's like, I don't think he meant anything bad by it. But it's just like people get busy and it sucks.
If it was when he was like working at B-Dubs a lot, like when we were at B-Dubs, we were just like there.
No, this was like a month ago.
Really?
Yeah.
He doesn't have a girlfriend, but he's been trying to date.
He doesn't. He said he had a girlfriend a month ago.
He might. Well, maybe he did. Maybe he did get. He's been like.
So it might have been really new,
yeah,
right?
new
When
girlfriend.
so it might have been why this happened. I told you about the golden apple thing, right? How I hid
how you
hundreds.
used to leave golden apples and stuff.
This was one of the weirdest ones. I put it out in front of a gas station. I came back a day later and I'm like, damn it, it's gone. No, it's not gone. They took it, put it inside the window in the gas station, right? And this is it right here. It's in the window, just on display. They turn it so that
cool.
everyone can see the word and everything. It sat there for a month until it rotted.
What did the word say?
Kalisti in Greek, which is for the fairest. It's from the actual apple.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They kept it there for a month until it rotted. I don't know their reasoning, but
Cool.
that curiosity is so awesome.
Yeah.
Like, why would they do that? What did they think it was?
I wonder. Do you know what they look like, or?
No.
Right?
It's just probably a mystery to both of us, but
Yeah.
that's funny. I did something similar happened at Jade Palace. I put it in one of those statues out front, the big dragon, golden dragon. It sat there for like a month. No one took it away. It looked like it was part of the statue. I tried to do some music, but that's when I took things too far and like reopened up my throat injury. But here's like clips from that. It's like a weird bouncy metal. Like it doesn't sound much like traditional metal, but I was actually whispering through heavy distortion and a pitch shifter since I couldn't scream. But it sounds like it. It's all whispering. It sounds so much like growling. That's my black metal.
Dean killing it.
Yeah, killing Satan. But yeah, there's a page on my. You can read about like what was accomplished through that identity. If you go on the identity page, and then it will say under the notable gloves section, it will say like D Caligari, which was his name, right here. Now take it to it.
Cool.
I need to whiz.
Yeah, I think I might head out here in a little bit.
All right. Right now or in a little bit?
Probably in a little bit, but
Okay.
I'm kind of just being at work all day.
Oh, I understand that. When did you wake up?
Like 8.
Damn. Do you want anything?
No, I'm fine. I might smoke a cigarette real quick.
Okay.
Outside, if that's okay.
Yeah, right out the door here. Just be, the door gets stuck, but try not to slam it because it shakes the whole house.
Oh, yeah.